Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I am joined here with Simone James.
Hi.
And this is a very, very, very special and different episode because this girl is dear to my heart. I will give you an opportunity to, introduce yourself. Just not yet. I still got the mic. But yeah, before we go forth, I just want to, let you guys know that I do want this to be a very interactive session. So please like, comment, share the broadcast, tell a friend to tell a friend, to tell a mum, to tell a grandma, to tell whoever to join us, because you generally don't know who's live you might be impacting or helping tonight. So yeah, Simone James, everybody. I will let you introduce yourself and take the floor. So go forth.
So I'm Simone. I'm 29. Just a little bit about what I do. I'm a recruitment consultant. I do it in the tech industry. I've known Roxanne since college.
12 years.
12 years.
I think.
It feels like a lifetime. Like, it's weird. It's like when I have friends from obviously like primary school, nursery, but I feel like you've been a friend since I've come out of the womb. So it's
okay, trying to ginger me small, but yeah.
But every year we grow like, closer and stronger. And this is someone who I consider like a sister, best friend, a refuge,
Wow.
So I'm honoured to be here.
Wow, look at her gingering the host. Look at her buttercup me and everything. Thank you. I mean, 12 years. That's correct, right? 12 years. Yeah,
my college.
16, yeah. And let me tell you how rude this girl was the first time I met her in the zone
in
college. But it's all right because God sees everything, and at least we are here to tell the tale now, and it's a testimony.
It was a misunderstanding. I thought Roxanne was in the year above. I was just very to myself in college. I'm so misunderstood. Like, college was just really scary for me.
Bro,
it's really scary. Okay. But yeah, we made it.
I'm not going to let you lie in the house of the Lord. So let's move forward. But yeah, okay. So guys, get involved. I want you to, comment, share your opinions, get involved with the stories, get involved in, giving advice as well, just as we normally do as well. Mm-hmm. So what we want to do, and the reason why I've invited Simone here is because I kind of want to dig a bit deeper. Obviously, beyond our friendship, there is being sisters in Christ. There's, there's a ground in which we both share, and that's religion. And if I wanted to come to you for advice or vice versa, or, if we wanted to pray together, that's something we can do. Yeah. And for that, I love it, and I love you for that.
Same.
But yeah, let's kind of dig deeper and put some like spotlight on you. So I'll obviously start off with, asking you just so you can share with everyone that's watching from home. Mm-hmm. What is your walk with Christ like? Like where would you say you are now? And when did you actually start taking religion seriously?
So I was first introduced to Christ through my grandma. So I was raised in a Catholic home. My dad was Christian and my mum Catholic, and so is my grandma. But it was my grandma who, for all my siblings, so there is 5 of us. We've had to do the Sunday schools, Saturday schools sometimes, work in the church. I've done that as a kid, going to mass with her on Sundays. She was the one that taught me to pray. I cannot remember. Even in primary school, there was a teacher that used to get us to pray as well. So that actually was my first prayer in primary school. Wow. Can't remember it off the top of my head because I would actually recite it, but it was really sweet. It was just something to say before you go to bed. Yeah. But in primary school, you just do it because everyone else is doing it. It's like singing in assembly. But my grandma was the one that actually taught me about Christ. I read the Bible with her. I have a really close friend of mine who I'm still friends with. She lived behind me, on a road behind me. when I lived in Stratford, and her family every morning used to gather in the living room and read the Bible. Now, although my grandma didn't live with me, my parents like
Mhm.
prayed and stuff, but it was nothing like on the level of my gran. But my friend who lived behind me, like I used to walk to school with her, and every morning I used to knock on her door and sit with her family and read the Bible. So that was the first, like, all of those moments kind of made
Mhm.
me, like, from like primary till now, who I am today.
Mhm.
So I give, my friends' family, my nan, even my friends, including you to stay, like, I give you guys like the props in, like, you're all the pieces of the puzzle that's like made me who I am today.
Yeah.
So as far as like my journey, I've always been very prayerful. I've always been taught the power of prayer, and to not just pray but to work, because
Yeah.
prayer without work sometimes can
Be
not mean
missing. Yeah.
nothing, but it helps. And where I am now, I still, like, I am like that. I pray every single day. I can't go to sleep without praying. I treat God and Christ like my friends. I speak to them every day. I vent. If I have something that I'm stressed about, I'll pray. If there's something that's made me really happy, I'll pray. But my journey has kind of been steady. But prayer is just always been number one for me.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I feel like that's even things that I didn't even know about. I think the whole, during primary school, to knock on someone's door and to get down and pray with their family is like, it's just the
Yeah.
cutest thing.
And
It's
imagine,
actually the
like,
cutest
some of
thing.
the words in the Bible, yeah. This was like, because there's so many versions.
Yeah.
I can't remember what version this was, but some of the words in there were hard. And I just
Let me
like
hold. Let's talk about it, because
some of the
in
words in there,
all
I was
honesty,
like,
I feel like my first Bible was definitely the King James version. Why?
why do they not have Bibles like for like 10-year-olds? I was really
Now
struggling in front of the family.
I'm sure they. I don't know whether they did, but I know now they definitely do.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, I didn't have like the new international version or the
Yeah.
new King James version, or
Yeah.
I had the King James version,
The
and
old school.
the old school. And then in my head, I'm thinking, now it's different because there's a Bible app, and then
Yeah.
literally on that you have good news, but you have so many different versions, so it helps to break certain things down. I can go back and try and read, the King James version,
Yeah.
but best believe if I don't understand something, I'm gonna change the translation,
Yeah.
and make it and break it down and get it easier, because
Or you can even listen to it. I actually used to do that in uni.
Yeah.
When uni was when I first started like my Bible study journey.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I told you. I bought
I know-
little. I bought because I was down bad. So I was so down bad.
Uni
Uni. I was
tends
so
to do that
stressed.
to you.
I was so stressed, but I bought myself a Bible online. It was a
Mhm.
Tiffany blue Bible. I still have it.
I've seen that Bible.
Yes,
Yeah. I've
I'm
seen that
telling you,
Bible,
it was
yeah.
so long ago.
Yeah.
I know you know about
Yeah.
it, but yeah, it was so long ago. But what I used to do, whilst reading it, reading it on the Bible app, I just used to do the audio thing, and that's how I learnt some of these hard words. I just heard the person saying it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's how you say it.
I didn't think about
And I
that, to
took
be
my
honest.
notes.
Yeah. Yeah. When I think about it, like, obviously, I've been doing, and obviously I'm not gonna tell you how many days behind I am, but I've been doing the Bible in a year. So I use the Bible app for it.
I'm sure you're
And
doing better than me, though. I know you are.
debatable.
Sorry,
But debatable. But yeah, I think there's certain books in the Bible that they actually have someone to read it out. I don't think it's all the books in the Bible, or maybe it's just the versions.
Yeah.
So like Acts, Isaiah, I don't think, like, Psalm and Proverbs, I don't think they read that out. But there are quite a few. And there are some words I was like, that's what it says. That's what it is. That's what you say. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I think I like the way that you've obviously talked about the journey, because it felt like you said, it's like a piece to each puzzle.
Yeah.
And even from like you saying like your gran and how she has a different way of doing it, your parents
Mhm.
have a way of doing it,
Yeah.
the family that you knew before back in the day that lived
Yeah.
behind you had a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
And then obviously as we go, you have friends that are Christians, and
Yeah.
we all have different ways of doing certain things. And excuse me, we all have different ways of doing things, but even down to how we pray.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned the whole like you treat God and Christ as they're your friends, and
Yeah.
like you vent when you're happy, you speak to them.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a core thing that a lot of people need to understand,
Yeah.
that you don't always have to just get on your knees for it to be a prayer.
Yeah.
I can be driving and just, but
Mhm.
you know what, actually, let me turn the music off and let me just spend time speaking to God.
Yeah.
I can literally be walking somewhere, I can be just in the house, just sitting on my bed, I can
Yep.
get down and like kneel down.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna lie, I could be in the shower, I could be praying, I can
Yep.
like I can be anywhere. And I
Mhm.
think for that, that shows that you are trying to have just an actual relationship with God. Like
Yep.
there's also that friendship element, there's a he hears and sees all things.
Yep.
um so I'm really taken away from the fact that it's supposed to be you talking.
No, but
I feel
it's
like I
fine.
do this
I
a
like
lot.
this though. I like this. This is what we're like.
But yeah, yeah. So with that being said,
Mhm.
you know, you talk, you go to God when you know you need to vent.
Yeah.
You go to God when things are good,
Yeah.
when things are bad.
Mhm.
So how has it been? Obviously, between us, we know that there's been some. We've both had moments in our lives where there's been trials and tribulations,
Yeah.
and we've seen the outcome of things, and we've seen us go through the mud. And
Yeah.
there's just
Yeah.
been different stages and whatnot. But how would you say you deal with um trials?
Trials. I mean, like most people, you know, you speak to your friends, your family, or your therapist, whoever you have. But as I said before, prayer for me is something I have to do like every day. Mainly at night when everything's all said and done,
Mm-hmm.
and it's my time to like reflect. Even if I'm real tired,
Mm-hmm.
I still just make sure I say something. But in times of like, during tough times, it's just remembering to be consistent and just go beyond what I usually do on a day-to-day basis. One thing that my nan has taught me, so as I said, raised in a Catholic home, um, we Catholics do a thing called a novena. A novena is like a devotional prayer to a saint or to Christ. It could be to Mother Mary, depending on your situation. But the novena, you do the same prayer. So, say for example, and I've done this, and this is a true story. I've done this with the job that I have now. I was down bad last year, and I was made redundant. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself, because we came out of a pandemic, and I had my heart set on the career that I had at the time, and it just didn't work out that way. And I felt like working where I was, that industry was very fickle after the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what do I need to do? I just need a very clear answer. So I did a novena. So circling back to what I was saying, a novena is something that you do over 9 consecutive days, or you can do it over 9 hours. So you say the same prayer at the same time for 9 straight days, or for 9 hours on that hour, or whatever time you choose, you say that same prayer.
Mhm.
And I did that with looking for a job. I made sure I wrote down what it is that I want in my job. I wanted somewhere that had job stability. I wanted to be a part of a really nice team. I wanted somewhere where I could grow professionally. And I wanted somewhere that I could, because I had a lot of financial burdens. So I don't really like to pray about, oh, please God, give me money. But I generally had financial burdens. So I
Yeah.
wanted an opportunity to help me get out of that. because you know what I was going through with my
Yeah.
family and stuff. So I made those prayer points. I did that over 9 hours whilst I was job hunting, and I let go and I let God, and life just happened. And and you know what it is about the novena, like sometimes when you say something over and over again, you start to truly believe that one, you're either going to get it or that something is going to happen to you. It's like saying, okay, like you get up in the morning and it's like you do positive like word affirmations, and then suddenly your day is like made. So it's kind of like that. But yeah, eventually I ended up taking a risk, getting a job as a tech recruiter. Recently got promoted a week from today. My financial
Amazing. Sorry,
and
I was like in my head, I'm
Yeah.
saying it, but I'm like, no, let's actually give accolades where it's due. So
Thank
congratulations.
you. And my financial burdens have like been lifted. You know, like you know anyway, like how hard it was like for me and my family at the time. And if it weren't for my nan introducing me to that, you know, in moments where I am going through a really rough time and just like putting it all out there to Christ and just be like, look, I need your help. This is what I want for myself.
Yeah.
This is me devoting 9 consecutive days to you, or 9 hours to you, just focusing on those prayer points, and it's happened. So yeah, tough times. I always, like as I said, prayer's number one, and novenas really, really help. So yeah.
I never knew about that, so I'm learning something new today. But no, I always knew. I just never remembered the name because I think we've discussed it before. Whereas, like, I mean, what would I say would be my equivalent?
Yeah.
My equivalent would be like a prayer and a fast.
Yeah, I've done a prayer and a fast before, fasting. Yeah.
Mine would be like a prayer and a fast, and it may not necessarily be like 9 consecutive days. I might do on this day during the week. It might be like a certain day during the week for a certain amount of time, or it might be between Monday and Friday this week. I'm fasting, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm fasting, and I'm gonna do from this time to that time, and during that time, I'm praying. And even the littlest thing, like, God, me, I'm hungry. God, please, like, I am hungry, but I am seeking your
Like,
face.
I'm really sacrificing
I'm
right
doing
now.
this for you. So strengthen my stomach. Tell my stomach to stand up because we can't do this. Get a grip, and we move. And more times, yeah, sometimes the type of hunger that you have, like on a normal day when you're not even when you're not even trying fasting,
you're just ravenous,
and you're just like, oh my days, I need to eat like this. I'm getting hangry now. I don't feel like I feel that when I'm fasting. Sometimes like you'll have,
you're locked in.
You're locked in, or it just might even be you just get like a supernatural strength from somewhere. I've always had this thing where, like, if I go
not supernatural strength,
real rap, like in all honesty, I feel like on a normal day, let's say I wake up and I get ready, I go to the office, I do the whole commute, I'm walking up and before lunchtime hits and I haven't had anything in my system, my head is spinning like it's either a headache, I'm feeling lightheaded, or it's going to turn to a full-blown migraine where, like, I need to go home, I need to shut the curtains, and I need to, like, sleep this off. When you're fasting and you're doing all of that it never happens. It never happens. You get this strength from somewhere, and you have that strength to continue doing what you're doing, be productive, pray, like, go about your day as normal, like, and it's just something. But then I always feel like these things actually work.
Yeah, they do.
It actually
it's
works.
Something like so, like, just like magical about it. Like,
you're so cute.
It is just so magical about it. Like, because, like, I just can't explain it. Like, even when I think about the times that have been really, really, like, hard for me, and just doing those novenas, sometimes I'm like crying my eyes out, like during these prayers and that. But it's like what you said, it's like this strength from within that you didn't even know you had, because not all the time you're brought to your knees when you have to fast or do your novena or whatever. Sometimes you just know, okay, this is just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's this like power within you that just comes, or that comfort, and you feel like, okay, I've said my piece, this is what I want, or this is what my heart desires. You know, I'm sacrificing food, or I'm dedicating 9 hours or 9 days to you. I'm just going to let go and let God. And then things start happening. And it's like, wow.
And I'll be honest with you guys, I always like, I don't come up on here to rave about how easy your walk with Christ it
No.
will be. What it's
Yeah.
not easy. I guarantee you now. I'm definitely not a perfect Christian, and I struggle with a lot of things. Like, I
Same.
think even till today, I'm still learning things. I'm still finding that path that God has initially instilled. And, you know, there might be times I might walk off the path, and, you know, it's just as long as you get back up. Like, you know, the song, we fall down, but we get back up again. As long as you actually try and get back up and you try and stick to that path, then like that's just what it is. It's not easy. Fasting isn't easy. Dedicating 9 hours or 9 days is not going to be easy, but it will definitely be worth it. And yeah, if you ever kind of feel like, you know, you need someone to pray with, you guys can just DM me. Like, honestly, if you need someone to pray with, if there's like any prayer points, I know that there's been times even with you where I've always, you know, like I always said, Simone, you always find your feet. Like, it's fine, girl. Like, there's been so many times where it's like, yo, you're like, going, I just
fall off and then
honestly,
land on my feet.
There's been times, like, without disclosing it, Simone has actually gone through things. And if you see how she is now, you wouldn't even believe certain things. But I literally say that it's only by God's grace. It's only by, you know, the fact that you pray day and night. It's something you can't go without. It generally, for me, is an eye opener to, this is your secret, and this is why, regardless, I feel like you'll always be good. Because you have a power, there's something.
There's like a certain level of pizzazz that you have.
Pizzazz?
When you know.
Pizzazz.
There's a certain level of sauce you have. When you know that God's really got you. When God's really, really got you, like, it gives you like a new level of like confidence. You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be, everyone's going to have fears, even though we should not be so fearful. But this is just life, innit? Like, I'm always going to have things that I'm afraid to do or scared to say or wish that I did or whatever. But like, who I am now, I swear to you, I would not be if it wasn't for my grandmother's prayers, if it wasn't for your prayers, if it wasn't for my mum's prayers or the prayers for myself or my sisters. I'm telling you, like, it just gives you this, just gives me wings, guys. I know that sounds cheesy, but it does.
I mean,
like,
ain't nothing cheesy over here, boy. But okay.
So I have a question for you.
I just feel like, okay. I was about to say you can't ask the host questions, but I'll have it. I'll allow it.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
So I have like friends who are sisters in Christ as well. And some are more like open-minded than others, whatnot. So when it comes to dating or like marrying someone or whatever, but like, would you ever, no, I'm just asking this question, would you consider somebody if they were a different religion to you, or maybe atheist?
I love everyone in Christ, but atheist, you're pushing it. No. And I'm not being judgmental on anyone's beliefs, or I'm not going to think that any I won't say any religion is better than the other, or I'm not going to put anyone down for their own beliefs. I just think, because if someone tries to come for me, my beliefs, you're going to regret it. But the simple answer to that is no, unfortunately. Reason being is because I know what I believe,
Yeah.
and I know the plans of the type of household that
That you want.
I want.
Yeah.
I feel like in this life, especially even when you think of like the cost of living crisis
Yeah.
and things that are going on a day-to-day basis, we hear of, you know, like, you know, that whole is coming towards the end of the year, and then you hear these scary stories and all these
Ugh.
celebrity deaths that have
Yeah.
even been happening as of recently.
Yeah.
It like life is scary. I
Yeah.
think just dealing with life on a day-to-day is so scary.
Yeah.
And I know that the type of person I need will need to be able to, like, we need to get on our knees together
And
and
pray, yeah.
battle it out in prayer.
Yeah.
I feel
Mhm.
like even maybe when times when I may not have as much faith as I should, someone that's going to help push me back on track.
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah.
also the simple fact that I don't want there to ever be a time where there's trouble in the household, and when I want to pray, someone's trying to tell me, what God is it that you're trying to pray to?
Oh.
You know the Nollywood films that I've seen where the woman is praying and the man's telling her, you better get up, what God is it that you're praying to? I don't want that.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
can't I can't have that.
No,
I can't
I
have
agree.
that.
It's
I
like
think
a level of understanding.
it's a level of understanding.
Yeah,
It's
I
also
agree.
how you want to raise your kids.
Yeah.
It's how like kids are going to be brought up. We have to be able to agree on certain things. If one person wants to do it one way and another person wants to do it another way, I think it's difficult. It may
Yeah.
cause confusion in the household. I also want a man that can be like, as for me and my household, we shall serve the Lord. Like, I don't know. I kind of want that. I just think it has to be one of those where I want someone who, I remember even my pastor saying one time, like when he even started courting his wife,
Mhm.
he said, listen, in this house we tithe.
Mhm.
Don't come here and not be tithing and be ruining our blessings here. We tithe. Like, I want to be able to, I want someone who's going to understand that every month a certain amount of our money is going somewhere.
Yeah.
I just want that focus and that we both get it. We both understand it. We both live it. We know we can't be pulling each other down. And it's just the whole thing of like just being equally yoked
Yeah.
for me. And I think
You literally
that's
are
whereby
just, yeah,
I'm
saying it
sorry.
all. Yeah.
That's what I want. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not literally putting any. If you guys are doing it differently in your household and it works, we thank God.
Yeah,
I'm not.
beautiful marriages can be formed
100%.
like that. 100%.
100%. And I think
Yeah.
even in my house, in my family, not just my immediate family, but I think growing up,
Mhm.
I have like a lot of cousins whereby the dads are Muslims and the moms are Christians, and like we've had it's nothing new. There's times where, like growing up, I would have probably had to go to a mosque and like put on like a head, like cover my hair, and I had been used to it because of the simple fact that it's growing up. One side of the family's Muslims, and the other side of the family are Christians. My surname's Ahmed. Like I have like family that are Muslims. I don't knock it. I love them all. I believe in it. I think we all just have our beliefs. We praise. We have our preferences. For me, I just know that I would love to be with someone who's equally yoked. And that's just what it is for me.
Yeah, you answered that perfectly. I'm
atheist,
the same.
okay, because I was really about to be like,
Atheist,
girl, so
no.
what question?
Excuse me.
Yeah, because
excuse me. No, like I agree. Like, yeah, everything you said, 100%. Just someone who like truly understands, someone who can like better you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I think that was a good point. You were saying like even when you fall off, someone to help you get back on and push you further. You know what I mean? And you grow together.
This might even sound mad, but I just want to be able to sing songs of praise and worship and not be judged for being off key.
Joining in.
Not even that. I don't want to be judged for being off key. Like, I'm saying to God, you don't need to tell me that my C minus, my C note was. I don't want to hear that.
What him is this?
Exactly.
Like, excuse me.
If like, just let me be. Like, that's just for me. Just is a level of understanding that I want and that I aspire for.
I agree.
But yeah, just in all, someone that I can pray with, and we can both help each other in that aspect. And yeah, that's
love that.
my answer. And you said same.
Answer. Yeah, same.
Okay. Cool, because I was really where were you going with that atheist question, please? Okay, so we are like you can imagine, time is actually really going.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have
I know.
believed.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, we might have to bring Simone back, guys, because I feel like we haven't necessarily spoken about everything that we do want to speak about. I was gonna ask about goals and speaking about obviously the simple fact that, you know, the year is coming to an end. And how you would like to close out 2022 and how you'd want to start 2023.
Yeah.
But as time has run out, darling, we might have to bring you back.
Oh, I don't mind.
We might have to bring you back. So obviously we just want to have a bit more in store for you guys. You know, the year is coming to an end. So, you know, we want to talk about people's goals and, you know, how do we maneuver going into the next year. What people's plans are for New Year's also. So there are quite a few things that we'd like to talk about. I think
I already have mine in my head.
You do? Yeah, you can hold it.
Okay.
You'll be back. You'll be back. You will be back. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there, but I just want to thank you all for joining in. I do see who's watching, and I want to give you guys all a big thank you for being involved. Definitely will read out some of your comments when I get a chance to, or answer back to your comments, should I say, because time is going. But I do want to thank you all for watching, and may God bless you, and see you next month for Let's Talk About It.
Bye.